Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. 2,000 points, Dark Angels versus Tyranids. I will be commanding my Tyranids against Jerry's Dark Angels. We're going to be playing with the Frontline Assault deployment, and we're going to be playing Beachhead from the 2018 chapter approved. So we have one objective in the center. The Tyranids, who are on this side, have their objective planted here, and the Dark Angels have planted theirs in the ruins of the building on the flank. So that is the table. We will be right back with the armies. All right, Jerry's going to go ahead and walk us down his Dark Angels.
Okay, we've got 3 5-man tactical squads of missile launchers. We've got a squad of Deathwing Knights with a Watcher in the Dark. We've got a squad of 9 Deathwing Terminators with a plasma cannon in the squad. We've got a Chaplain Venerable Dreadnought with Twin Las. We've got a Deathwing Ancient with Storm Shield and Thunderhammer. We've got a regular Land Speeder with a Heavy Bolter and a Multi-Melta. Beside him is Samael, the Master of the Ravenwing, on Sable Claw. Next to that we have a Land Raider Crusader with a Multi-Melta. And that is a Land Speeder Dark Shroud with an Assault Cannon. And behind him is a Nephilim Jet Fighter with the Avenger Mega Bolt.
That is the Dark Angels. We will be right back with the Tyranids. Alright, the Tyranids are organized into 2 detachments. We have a Spearhead detachment and a battalion. So for starting off, the battalion, we have a Neurothrope and a Broodlord in the HQ slot. For our troops, we have 2 squads of 10 Gene Stealers, a squad of 30 Termagants with Devourers, and 2 squads of 20 Hormagaunts with Adrenal Glands. In the elites, we have 2 squads of 4 Zoanthropes and a 3-man brood of Venomthropes. And then moving over into our Spearhead, we have a Hive Tyrant, who's the Warlord, that's going to be leading it. We have a Trigon Prime, and we have a pair of Carnifexes with 4 Death Spitters. That is going to be the army. Hive Fleet Kraken is the Hive Fleet adaptation for today. You have seen the armies, and you have seen the table. We will be back as we get stuck into the Maelstrom. Deployment is complete with the objectives all being on this side. We did go for a little bit of a one-side battle here. There's not much going to be going on the right-hand side of the table. Jerry, you want to walk us down what you got here with your Dark Angels?
Okay, I deployed basically in kind of a castle formation. I've got a attack squad here, Venerable Dread behind, Samael here, Dark Shroud behind the Land Raider. I've got another Land Speeder over here, another attack squad here. And I've got my Nephilim Jet Fighter over on the side with the objective down underneath.
Alright, for the Tyranids, we have the Hive Tyrant and the Trigon off the table as usual with the Devil Gaunts. We have the 2 Hormagaunt squads on the front with the Venomthropes in support, the Zoanthropes and the Neurothrope beside them, and then the Carnifexes, the Broodlord, and the 2 squads of Gene Stealers on the flank. So Dark Angels did get to deploy first. They will be going first unless the Tyranids can seize the initiative. With a 6, the Tyranids will seize the initiative and begin their advance. We will be back after the initial moves. Alright, after seizing the advance, the Tyranids wasted no time moving towards their opponents. We took an opportunistic advance and moved 20 with these Hormagaunts. They also took an onslaught in the psychic phase and are going to be charging into the Land Raider. They lost 5 of their number to Overwatch, but they have made their charge and are going to be piling in there. The other Gaunts moved up behind them. Zoanthropes moved up to provide their psychic and moral support to the little guys. And the Venomthropes stayed in range to give everybody the -1 modifiers. Carnifexes stomped up the field along with the advancing Gene Stealers and Broodlord. Broodlord cast the Horror on the Land Raider, and Smite from the 2 Zoanthrope squads mangled the lead tactical squad here, scoring first strike. The shooting from the Carnifexes then killed 1 Marine who was bunkered in cover here between the Dark Shroud and cover. We were only able to bring 1 down. But now we are going to be launching our charge here. We will be back once that is completed. Alright, fight phase for the Tyranids rolls to an end. The Hormagaunts were able to get in and with their consolidations wrap around the Land Raider, get to the speeders in the back and lock them up as well. We lost 2 more in combat, did nothing to the Land Raider, unsurprisingly, and then paid 2 points to bring down the Synapse Web on them with an automatic morale pass. We did not need them going anywhere just yet. So we got them locked up. We are going into Dark Angels for bottom of 1 coming up next. Dark Angels are up to the assault phase. Jerry, tell us what you got.
Alright, Consolidated Fire took out some of the Hormagaunts here. I managed to kill the 3 Venomthropes, and I killed off one of the Zonothropes in that back squad. I moved up and advanced with Samael. I played Speed of the Raven, so that way I would be able to get it into the Zonothropes quicker. And we've got 2 tactical squads charging into the Hormagaunts back here around the Land Raider, and the Venerable Dreadnought is charging in as well.
All right, we're going to work these combats. We will be back. All right, fight phase complete. Tell us about it, Jerry.
Well, the 2 tac squads and the Venerable Dreadnought charged into the Gaunts to try and get them off of the Land Raider, and they did a pretty good job. We killed them all but 3, thanks to some failed morale. And then up there, Samael charged into the Zonothropes, and he is tied up in close combat with them. He managed to do a little bit of damage, but not too much. So.
All right, and then the Gaunts were able to kill 2 Marines off in return. Like he said, Gaunts did fail their morale, lost 5 more guys from morale, but we got 3 guys still hanging in there, being little champions for us. We are going to go into Tyranids turn 2, and we will be back. All right, Tyranids have finished up turn 2. We went ahead and moved forward, fell back with the Zoanthropes to get away from Samael, and were able to bring him down with Warp Blasts over the course of the turn. We then fired Warp Blast from the other Zoanthrope squad and took 6 wounds out of the Land Raider total with that. The Gene Stealers were able to get a fairly decent advance along with the Broodlord. Broodlord and this squad made charges into the 2 surviving Marines in the Land Raider. Their other squad fell slightly short. And then the Hormagaunts here took an opportunistic advance and basically repeated what their buddies did, took a onslaught psychic power, and are charging the Land Raider as well. On this flank, we brought the Trigon Prime in with the Termagants. The Gants were able to kill off the entire Marine squad, and then the Trigon Prime was able to make an 11-inch charge against the Land Raider. The shooting from the Hive Tyrant and the 2 Carnifexes took the Dark Shroud out of action. We attempted a charge back here, but we're unable to make it with the Tyrant. So that is going to be it up to the fight phase. We're going to make these moves, and then we will be back. Combat rolls to an end. The Broodlord came up big and scored 2 6s and a 5 for his wounds, and did a grand total of 8 wounds to the Land Raider. The Trigon made short work of it from there and destroyed it. Everything was blocked in, where only 3 Terminators were able to escape from the wreckage. The Gene Stealers over here made mincemeat of the 2 Marines that they were fighting, leaving the Hormagaunts to stand around and be glad that they don't have to get charged by any of that stuff in the coming turn. However, their buddies are back there and in prime position for those Deathwing Knights to start beating on their heads. So that is it for turn 2 for the Tyranids. Bottom of turn 2 coming up next. All right, bottom of turn 2. Jerry, let us know what happened.
Well, the Deathwing Terminators landed to try and give what support they could. The Nephilim jet fighter moved around to help. They wiped out the Devil Gaunt squad that had jumped up through the hole, and we whittled away at the Trigon Prime, got him down to 1 wound left, and then we've declared charges. We're going to get in on him and the Broodlord, I believe it is.
Yep.
And we're going to see what damage we can do to those bad boys.
All right, we're going to work those combats, and then we will be back. All right, Jerry, explain to everyone watching why a 1 wound Trigon is still on the table.
And it's still one of the best questions that I've ever heard. A command point reroll failed, and that one knight in the land speeder couldn't bring him all the way down. The Ancient, the Dreadnought, and that one knight were able to kill the Broodlord, so he is dead.
Yep. And then the Trigon returned the favor on the land speeder. All right, so that is it for turn 2. Tyranid turn 3 coming up next. All right, Tyranids have wrapped up turn 3. We went ahead and rolled it all together since it was getting kind of light over here. The Trigon Prime stepped in along with the rest of the swarm to surround the guys that were left. Smites were able to kill off the Dreadnought, or kill off the Deathwing Knights down to 1 wounded man. We killed the Dreadnought with combined fire from the Hive Tyrant and 1 of the Carnifexes. The other Carnifex killed off the last of the Knights. We then charged with the Gene Stealers and the Trigon Prime into the Standard Bearer. We were able to cut him down, but he played only in Death Does Duty End with his last 2 points and smashed the Trigon in response. At that point, the Dark Angels are going to go ahead and call it. There's too much smite left and too many objectives under Tyranid control. So that will be a Tyranid's victory. We will have all of our normal stuff as usual at the Facebook site, so make sure you go over there and take a look. We'll have a link in the description below. As always, we would appreciate it if you would give us a like and a subscription if you liked what you saw here on YouTube. That's what gives us the motivation to keep doing this and making more content for y'all. As always, thanks for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.